This is the English Literature Web YouTube channel. I am Prof.L.B.Gayakawad is teaching today the poem Mutability by Edmund Spenser, part 4, video number 26. Here Edmund Spenser says that due to the mutability, human life goes through different changes. Means remember, in the life of man, the changes come, and these changes happen only because of the mutability, according to Edmund Spenser, and no change remains permanent. It means that though these changes come into the life of man, but these changes never remain permanent. Means today is the situation and tomorrow the situation changes. So here the poet says that no change is permanent. Thus, man has only cares and worries, living life with the objects. And in this way, the poet says that only cares and worries are there with man, problems are there with man. Happiness is not more, but cares and worries are more with the man, according to the poet, because of this mutability. The poet is proud of the mutability when the nature is loaded with flowers and the spring. Remember, Edmund Spenser says that I am very much thankful to the mutability when the nature is full of the flowers and loaded fruits, and all the nature is beautified there by the mutability. Then Edmund Spenser says that I am very much happy, I am very much thankful to the mutability. But when this mutability kills my relatives or kills the objects on the earth, the poet becomes very unhappy. But when it goes to be lost, the poet becomes very much sad looking that loss. But when the nature is destroyed or devastated by this mutability, then the poet becomes very unhappy. He cries, shouts, and he becomes very much unhappy, because this mutability does nothing but it kills the beautiful life of this earth, and that's why this Edmund Spenser is unhappy. Edmund Spenser says all is transitory, that is momentary, means not permanent. Means Edmund Spenser has accepted finally that this mutability has made everything transitory, means everything is not permanent. And mutability, it's all with its devastating or killing sickles. Means this mutability has the sickles, or this mutability has the knives. With these knives, this mutability kills everything, according to the poet. Means this mutability is the yamas, I will say, or the demons, I will say, the demons who come upon the earth with their sickles, and they kill persons and they kill the nature also, according to Edmund Spenser. All the things are silent without the change. Remember, all the things are silent without the change, means sometimes there is no change and sometimes there is the change. That is the situation of the society, and this situation happens only because of the mutability, according to the poet Edmund Spenser. It means every object has to accept the mutability, that is the messenger of the creator, that is the God. So everyone, the poet and all the factors on the earth, have to accept the importance of the mutability, because this mutability has come from the creator God. All these things at that time are sleeping on the poles of the heavens. Remember here, when all these things die, all these things are taken into the heaven, and all things are sleeping on the poles of the heavens. And it means that all the dead persons are taken into the heaven, according to Edmund Spenser. And this is the mutability, according to the poet. It is the will of the nature and finally of the God. According to Edmund Spenser, this mutability is nothing but the force of God, will of the God, and the will particular of the nature. Hence, all the objects have to be mute without a sound, and that's why we can say that everybody should be silent. They should not make any kind of shouts, they should not make any kind of complaint, because we cannot do anything against this mutability, because this mutability is from the God, and nobody can challenge the God, and nobody can make any kind of I will say, a big sound, or nobody can abuse God also, or the mutability also, because if we abuse, or if we do some quarrels, then we are nothing there, means we are killed, we are defeated by the mutability or God. And that's why here nothing is there against this mutability in the hands of God. Though there is the shouting of the objects, they must stop, as there is no remedy. And in this way, according to Edmund Spenser, there is no any kind of solution, or there is no any kind of remedy against this mutability, and that's why this mutability will be always against this man, and this man will have the end, or this nature will have the end, means nothing will remain permanent on this earth, according to Edmund Spenser. Gradually all goes to end. It sleeps from man's hand. Remember, everything goes from the hands of man. Man takes it into his hands, but it goes away from the hands of man. Some changes give happiness, and some changes give unhappiness to man. That is the very strange thing on the earth, and that strange thing is brought by the mutability, according to the poet. And everything stops as enmity. Remember, when this mutability comes, and this mutability kills the important or very nearest and dearest relatives, then we can say that this mutability becomes our enemy, and without thinking it kills our dearest and nearest relatives. And that eternity resides in man's body only. And here finally Edmund Spenser says that the eternity, or the God, or the soul resides in man's body only. Means man is the important factor, that this man is given by God, and if man cooperates man, or if man does the service to man, or if man loves man, then it is quite possible that God is there in the soul of man. And therefore here Edmund Spenser says that service to man is service to God, and this principle has been said by him. And here the philosophy of Edmund says that man should love man, and if man wants to stop this mutability, or cross this mutability, or defeat this mutability, then man can love man, and man can do the great activities on the earth. All this endless life after death shall be with God, who is too much heighted. Remember, when man dies, he goes into the heaven, and that heaven is the heighted thing in the life of man, and man lives with God in the heaven, according to the poet Edmund Spenser. Therefore, Edmund expects God's blessing. Finally, there is no use of the poet, and everything dies on the earth. The poet tries too much, but nothing is there in his hand. The mutability cannot be defeated by the God, and that's why the poet finally says that he cannot do anything against mutability, and so he expects the blessings of God, and he is very much thankful to God, and he says that, oh my God, keep this mutability and give us the good thoughts, or give us the good activities by which we will be famous in this life, or this earth will be very much lighted because of the activities done by all common people, or by the poet. And here we can say that the poet here has accepted finally the mutability in the life, and then he says that this everything on the earth stops as eternity. Remember, when man dies, that man becomes eternal, he goes into the heaven, and this mutability gives the eternal life to the person. Means this mutability is not a bad thing in the life of man, but it is a very much good way, or good road to go to the heaven, according to Edmund Spenser. That eternity resides in man's body only, according to the poet also. And in this way, we can say that with the blessings of God, the poet says that this mutability is the blessing to man, and he has accepted finally the mutability. So with this thing, we will stop. Again, we will come in front of each other with a new lecture. Here I am, Professor L.B. Gayakawad. Takes your leave. Thank you. Thank you very much.